Hey guys, welcome back to Ironing Out the Kinks podcast. You are with Luke.
And Chelsea.
Is that what you want to go with?
Well, was it really bad?
Yeah, and Chelsea.
Okay.
No, we're doing that. That's fine.
Oh, no.
So we're here to talk about all things kinky, sexy, fun, and just basically give our opinions on it. Whether they mean anything or not, doesn't really matter. We just do it anyway because it's fun.
We have opinions.
We do. Are you okay? You sound really sad.
I'm so sorry.
Right. Obviously, normal plug. Get onto iotk.fun. If you've got any submissions you want to give us, jump onto our Instagram, onto our YouTube, onto our TikTok.
Yep.
And Facebook.
I'm mouthing him these because he's staring at me blankly. Yes.
Yeah, all of those things. Obviously, Chelsea's our social media manager. But yeah, Ironing Out the Kinks on all of those. Jump on, follow, share, tell your friends. Maybe don't share if your family and stuff on your socials, but fuck it. Why not?
Why not?
Your mum and dad like to fuck. Deal with it.
Oh, don't. Right.
We talked about this last week.
Yeah, can we just go into Naughty Corner?
Let's go into Naughty Corner. Let's go.
All right, first one. My boyfriend asked me one night if I'd be okay with his next door neighbour coming over to hang out. Of course I said yes. I love to meet his friends. The friend brought over a lot of booze and snacks and we all got drunk together. She starts to go on and on about how beautiful I am and how I should never be insecure. But I'm starting to get this strange vibe from her because she won't stop complimenting me. My boyfriend leaves the room and then she immediately sticks her tongue down my throat and starts groping me. I shove her away and she does it again. I go to where my boyfriend is to confront him because now I've put the pieces together and I ask him if they're sleeping together. He denies they are currently sleeping together but tells me he wants on a drunken night out hooked up with her. At this point I'm really hurt and then I tell him she's kissed me and I feel uncomfortable. The friend eventually passes out and throws up in the bathroom and he basically carries her back to her flat. To be clear, they slept together a year before we were even together. When he gets back, I'm in tears and he doesn't understand why I'm so upset. I feel extremely triggered from past trauma of someone kissing me without consent that it sent me spiraling a bit, on top of the fact I didn't know he had slept with his friend. He says I should take it as a compliment that she finds me so attractive and couldn't keep her hands to herself. I was furious at the comments because had it been a male friend, it would have been very different. He also said I should have defended myself more, not just moved away, which felt victim blaming.
Yes.
I tried to talk to him again about it, but he just doesn't understand why I feel like his response was inappropriate. And he felt like it was overall wasn't that serious. My sister thinks this is grounds to break up because he was untruthful about their sexual relations and still invited her over. I'm more upset by his comments and not understanding how uncomfortable the kissing and groping was for me. He basically waved it off because she was a woman. How can I make him understand this double standard isn't okay?
You leave him because he's a fucking moron. Initially, I thought, this is going to be a threesome story. All right. And that's what he planned. That's exactly what he planned.
My first thoughts with this as well.
Completely what he planned.
Yeah.
It's like, that's definitely going to happen. I'll come back in and they'll be all over each other.
Yeah.
And then to be like, what a fucking penis.
Her comment here of saying, had it been a male, it would have been, if that's his male friend coming on to her, kissing her and groping her, would have completely been different.
For sure. If there's anything that makes somebody uncomfortable, you're like, okay, that's not good.
Yeah.
And to say, you need to defend yourself better, I'd fucking throat punch him and be like, did you not defend yourself enough there, dickhead? That's listen, there's one thing. This person is not your person.
No, for sure.
He's not anyone's person. He's a fucking idiot.
It sounds like he set this up.
Yeah,
if I'm honest. And I mean, the sister thinks it's grounds to break up because he was untruthful about their sexual relations. That's not a reason to break up. But it's a reason to have a conversation about it.
Yeah, I think that requires a bit of honesty, and you could, if that was just the case, I'd be like, yeah, some people aren't maybe comfortable. They want you to know the person and see that you're friends with them and be like, look, there is nothing there. It was just like a thing ages ago before us. Okay. But
I don't know. It's not like it's his best friend.
It's a flatmate. I'm sure they see each other all the time.
No, next door neighbour.
That's what I meant, sorry. But they still see each other all the time.
Had it not been for the kissing, I'd be with her. I wouldn't feel comfortable if you were inviting someone around to hang out with us and become our friend, having you had like relations with them.
If I hadn't told you.
Yeah. But the fact that she's kissed her and the boyfriend's like, it's not that bad.
It's the classic thing of like, well, two women kissing's hot.
Yeah.
No, not if they're not into it.
No. I mean, flip this around again. Had it have been a man, it would have been in the bracket of sexual assault.
It is sexual assault for sure. And it doesn't change the fact that it's sexual assault if it's a woman.
I know.
You know, it just doesn't. And saying that they're too drunk, it's, again, we've all got this unconscious bias of like, well, she was drunk and she just didn't quite get it and she fucked up. She was bad. She did something awful. Again, that doesn't excuse a man doing it.
No.
So we need to, everybody here, other than the person who submitted it, is a fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm.
The flat neighbor is a fucking idiot. She's a horrible human being who's yuck. And he's just a pathetic little boy who's just be gone. Like, if it's his place that you live in, find out and get somewhere better to live, because he's not the person if you aren't living together.
So she's saying, how can I make him understand his double standard isn't okay?
Really
if he's
simple.
genuinely not getting it, I wouldn't even continue trying. He's not worth your energy.
That's the way that you let him know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even try and convince somebody. How do you convince somebody who's that much of a moron, who thinks that, well, it's your fault, for starters, and it's okay, doesn't matter. Like, you can tell me that it really triggered you and really upset you and something in your past that was horrendous. Doesn't matter though. Shut up.
Yeah.
How can you?
You can't look past that.
No, that's making me angry, because just be with people that support you. Be with people that are like.
And I'm sure all the people around her that she said this to is probably saying the same as us. So
I don't know. Her sister doesn't feel like she's hitting the nail on the head. You know.
I mean, any normal, self-respecting person will see that that's not cool. Listen to the people around you and go with your gut.
Yeah, that's
all I can say.
He's not good people. Don't waste your time with that. I just would. What's the point? You can't help stupid. You just can't. And this person's stupid. Yeah, no, fucking idiot. Leave him. Do what's best for you, but get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
In my full opinion.
Okay, next one.
Oh, that was nice.
Sorry. These are coming to us.
Okay. No, that's good. This is good stuff to answer, because hopefully there's somebody else out there. Not hopefully, but if there is somebody else out there that's gone through something similar, maybe that gives them an insight into how people who aren't fucking idiots think.
For sure. Right. I, 27 female, and my boyfriend, 35 male, have been together for a year and a half. Yeah?
I was doing maths, yeah. Sorry.
Cool. What's the maths?
6 years. Did you say 33?
35.
35. 8 years? She's 30. How?
27.
She's 27.
It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
8 years. I just wanted to know. I just didn't know if it was going to be pertinent to the story.
It might be. Can't remember. We started out absolutely perfect. He broke every insecurity I had from past trauma and has been nothing but honest, loving, supportive, and my number one fan. Love that. I have BPD.
Bipolar disorder.
So that...
Isn't it?
So yes, but it's also an acronym for borderline personality disorder. So I'm actually not sure which one it is here.
Well, they got BPD.
Okay, they have BPD. And it can make it hard for new situations to regulate properly, as I am self-aware and cannot control feelings at times. He started talking to a friend of both of ours a lot, and I have not handled it very well. I notice she likes to respond to him more than me. They text almost all day, every day, from what I notice. He tells me sometimes what they talk about, but doesn't feel he should have to run every conversation through me, and I can see why that's valid. But why do I still feel this way? I trust him, I really do. But I've had countless female friends who are always interested in my partner rather than me. So it's hard not to immediately jump to conclusions and think the worst. I've wasted a lot of time on fighting and arguing because of how I feel on this and throwing out the time to get to be happy with him. I just want to overcome this so I don't end up ruining such a good relationship.
Is that it?
That's it.
It's tricky without more context, really. And that's not a very descriptive sort of explanation, but it's very much the one side of the conversation, or the one side of the opinion. You know what I mean?
So let's break it down. So this is a friend of both of theirs.
Yeah.
However, she is responding to him more than she is to her.
Maybe she has more in common with him, more reason to talk to him.
And then on the other part of it, they text almost all day, every day.
See, that's the bit that's
the bit.
weird to me.
My best friends, who are female, predominantly,
Yeah.
I don't even text all day, every day. The only person I text all day, every day is you.
Yeah.
So I can, like you said, they might have more in common, which is why he's getting responded to more. But why are they texting all day, every day? Like, you only text all day, every day. One, if something's going on that day that you need to talk about, because there will be days that you have with your friends like that. Or two, because you genuinely want to be talking to them all day, every day.
Hear me out.
Okay.
What if the term all day, every day might be a slight exaggeration?
Mm.
What if they talk regularly, but not like constantly? And I'm not saying that's not true. Maybe it is true.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to play a little bit of devil's advocate here instead of just jumping on and being like, well, this is the facts. This is exactly what's happening.
One thing I will say as well, where they say it's a shared friend, it's chicken or the egg thing. They didn't just meet this person at the exact same time, therefore it's a shared friend. This girl is either her friend first or his friend first, and now their friend, if you know what I mean.
What if they did meet her at the same time? What if they all go to the same like yoga class?
I don't know. Yeah, if devil's advocate here, I'm wondering whether she was friends, this friend was friends with the boyfriend first, and now they've been with their boyfriend, she's been with her boyfriend a year and a half, and it's now become her friend off of that. And now she's like, well, she's not texting me back. Why is she texting you? She's both our friend.
Maybe. But then also, let's just base it on the premise of what she said.
Mm.
Yeah. Or, let's say everything's exactly accurate, because that's all we've got. We can speculate all we want, but if it's all day, every day, I can kind of see... Right, I can, again, I'm just switching back to devil's advocate.
Okay.
I can see what he's saying. Like, if I'm texting somebody and you're like, who are you talking to? And I tell you, and you're like, what are you talking about? I'll be like, hey, we're talking about whatever. I wouldn't then be like, oh, just so you know, we talked about this now.
Well,
We've talked about
she
this.
is self-aware enough to say that he shouldn't have to run every conversation through me, and I can see that's valid. I think she's aware. Well, it looks like it's stemming from past relationship stuff, like where countless female friends who are always interested in my partner rather than me.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Hey, she must be dating some studs.
No, or she's got a terrible choice in. I wouldn't even call them friends. I'd be like people who are female that I know.
Yeah, that was my next point.
I wouldn't give them the title of friend.
That was my next point.
Fucking dicks.
My best friend wouldn't do this to me.
No, I talk to your best friend very rarely, and that's normally about training.
Acquaintances could, so I wonder whether these are her friends. I'm not saying I know anyone, but what I'm saying is, like, from a person standpoint, these might be the fake friends.
Yeah, but then also, now you've said that, the thought of your friends, regardless whether they're acquaintances or not, talking to me lots, that makes me feel a bit yuck.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm like, number one, why?
Yeah.
Number two, like, I just don't like that. But then also, in the same vein, I don't want to say that people can't be friends with the opposite sex, because we're both friends with the opposite. We've both got close friends with the opposite sex. But yeah, I think no. Number one, don't be friends with those kinds of people. And number two, I guess it's one of those things where you've got to sit them down. Sorry.
I'd probably ask them. If this was me, I'd come in for an angle of, look, I'm not saying who you can be friends or who you can't be friends with, and I'm totally fine with you being friends with people of the opposite sex. The thing that makes me a little bit uncomfortable is you are texting them like all day, every day, and that's kind of what we do. Like, what?
Yeah, we talk
what is
all
that
the time.
about? That's how I'd approach it.
Yeah, but you don't always have the best tact with approaching things.
Do you not think that's like the best tact ever?
Yeah. I would be probably a little bit more direct.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, look, I'm not saying anything bad, but you just need to know that this has happened to me before, or stuff like this, whatever it is, has happened to me before, and it just makes me uncomfortable. I'm probably, way off base.
Mm.
But when you look at, if you could just try and have a bit of empathy, look at it from my point of view, talking quite a lot, and you seem to be like very, very like engaged with one another. And I kind of feel like maybe in this sort of trio of friendship left by the side, and it's making me a little bit insecure. Can you just make me feel a little bit more secure about it? Can you give me some guidance on this? And I think you can tell a lot by people's reactions.
Yeah, for sure. If he goes in defensive, then...
And when they go extreme defensive, they're like, what are you talking about? Why are you being like this? This is crazy. You're like, I've just asked you for a little bit of reassurance here.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's a big ask. But in the same vein, there could well be nothing to it. They could just be pals. They could just get along really well, you know?
Yeah, and I think she's taken on board that it could be that, and she's said that it's hard for new situations and she's not always self-aware. So I think she's not coming in with insinuating at all. She's kind of wondering, is it her or is there a problem?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody here is necessarily the problem, without knowing a little bit more and delving in. I don't think she's the problem. I don't necessarily think the partner's the problem. He seems to do a bit of reassuring and be like, this is what we're talking about. This is, we're talking. If he was hiding it...
Oh, he wouldn't be doing it at all. He'd be hiding it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, you'd have to be really brazen. And it sounds like he's a good guy. Like from the start of it sounds like really positive. It sounds like he's been really...
He's broke every insecurity she's had.
So that's a supportive person who's going to, take on board what you have as insecurities and help you overcome those, or at least help you see that they don't see you like that.
Yeah.
Which I think is so important for people.
I think as well, something worth noting here with whether it's bipolar disorder or borderline personality disorder, I know they both come with traits of not paranoia, but getting in your own head.
Overthinking.
Like complete overthinking. Yeah. So she could be completely overthinking this. Like you say, he does seem like a nice guy from what she said. But I think having that conversation and getting that little bit of extra reassurance from him, if that's what you need, then do that. Nice and open. No insinuating from him, and just see his reaction, like Luke said.
Yeah. And I think, this is just a classic case, and I'm not saying you haven't, but of communication and more communication, and just saying, like, this is what I need right now. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I need. You do it to me every day.
Yeah.
Do you love me still? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. You just sat on the sofa like you really didn't love me right then. I don't get annoyed by that. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's just that communication
Everyone
of like, just give me that little warm and fuzzy, please. And I think that's what this definitely calls for.
Yeah.
If you were on the phone all the time to another guy, I would need reassurance. I'd be like, are you sure?
Just going to something recently, actually, that happened with us.
What?
I was working for one of Luke's friends recently. I do a little bit of design work.
It was a lot.
And it was like a week long job. And he said for me to text him on WhatsApp so I could, because we were emailing back and forth and there was just a lot of changes that needed doing. So when I was getting a text every now and then, Luke would be like, Are you two planning on running away together? Like, what's this? Why is he texting you? I'm like, because he's giving me like direction. What's going on? Why are you talking so much?
I was like 95% joking.
Yeah, I know, but
still.
It
was a lot of messages. I'm just saying. But no, it was a tricky job that needed a lot of communication.
We all need reassurance.
Exactly. It was just a nice warm and fuzzy.
Right.
But yeah, no,
do you
that's
feel like
I think give us an update if you feel so inclined, or let us know how it goes one way or the other, because we do love the updates.
We do. Right, next one. Quiz on my face.
Oh, nice. We're on to the quiz.
So this week I am asking Luke questions. So as it stands at the moment, the scores are 1-0 to Luke.
We're so shit at this.
Well, these ones actually should be quite easy this week because 3 of them are true or false. So you got 50-50% chance here.
You're giving me an underarm and I'm not going to do the same for you.
I know.
Okay, right, come on then.
Right, question 1.
Yes.
True or false? During sexual intercourse, in addition to the genitals and breasts, the inner nose also swells.
Okay.
Right. Question 2.
Yep.
True or false? The longer a man's ring finger is compared to his index finger, the more testosterone he has.
Oh. I had an immediate answer for that, but now I'm actually thinking I might be wrong.
Why are you checking?
No, I think that's mental, but yeah, go on.
Right. True or false? A penis is the same size from the base of a man's thumb to the tip of the pointing finger. True or false?
I've got it, yeah. Go on.
Question 4. What is the average number of erections a man has in a 24-hour period?
Oh, Jesus.
We're talking about men, not teenagers.
That's difficult. Hang on.
You're actually counting.
I'm trying to think how many times I would get aroused in a day. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Next question. Question 5. How many calories are in a teaspoon of sperm?
Oh, I know the answer to this, but I don't know the answer to this.
Okay.
I've heard this before. Fuck. Okay.
Are you ready for the answers?
I'm ready to give you my answers.
Okay, so...
Okay, hang on. Let's take a pause so the people at home can just take a second. We rushed through that.
Okay.
And go.
Right. During sexual intercourse, in addition to the genitals and breasts, the inner nose also swells.
True.
It is true.
Yeah, because there's a lot of blood vessels in the nose.
Do you ever get like a stuffy nose during sex?
Afterwards.
Afterwards.
Yeah, and I get a weird throat after having a McDonald's milkshake. I don't know if I'm allergic.
That's not uncommon.
Isn't it?
Not with McDonald's, but with dairy. Because I can get that after the ice cream.
Yeah, I don't... Oh, we've got ice cream.
So if you get... you know when you like scoops?
Yes.
So when you get like a ice cream tray with Mr. Whippy kind of ice cream with loads of syrups on top, like the blue bubblegum one and all the sweets, if I eat that, I feel
like
itchy throat and I feel like I'm coughing as I'm eating it almost, but I'm not coughing, but I feel like I'm coughing. Anyway.
I eat so much cheese and don't get that issue, but then I do with milkshakes. Maybe it's something they put in that like cheap.
Maybe. Right, we're gonna check this out after. If anyone else
I'm not going to look into this at all. If you know, tell us. If not, I don't care.
Right, true or false? The longer a man's ring finger is compared to his index finger, the more testosterone he has.
See, I thought this was immediately, I was like, that's false, that's stupid. But then I remember something and looking at my hands and I was like, oh, I've got high testosterone because my fingers are like that. So I've said true.
It is true.
Yes.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's I can't remember the science behind it, but I remember someone saying it and I was like, no.
So this is your index.
No, that's my index.
That's your pointer. That's your ring finger.
That's my ring finger.
So, okay. This is really bad audio.
For audio. Yeah, sorry.
I'm going to look at all men's hands now just to gauge.
A thing about where your bloodline comes from on the length of your fingers.
Right.
Same as your toes. That's why I remember it.
That's why you got funky toes.
Like, shut up about my toes, all right? I can't help it.
Okay, true or false? A penis is the same size from the base of a man's thumb to the top of the pointer finger.
False.
It is false.
I'm so good. I'm fucking smashing it this week.
All right, number 4. What is the average number of erections a man has in a 24-hour period? Now, I'm going to say if you get this within like the nearest, like 2. We're doing 2s.
In 2s?
So let's say you put 31. We'll consider that as 30. If you got 33, we'll consider that. Or should we just go for the right number?
Well, I'm going to be off if you've used the example of 30.
Right, go on. What do you think it is? No, you're well off. The average number is supposedly 20.
To be fair, I didn't want to be like I get hard a lot because I do, and it's mainly when I'm bored.
So why didn't you?
Because I thought I'm abnormal because I'm a horny fucker. I don't want to be like, well, let me think about how many I have. Like 28, 29, and you'd be like, the answer's 4. Are you okay? But yeah, when I'm bored, my mind wanders. So I used to do a job. I used to be a car salesman, and I used to go on long test drives. And I'd sit in the back when you'd have like a couple that wanted to test drive a car. I used to sit in the back because of the insurance, and you can answer questions and help them out if they needed it, but sit quietly in the back. And every time as we were pulling back into the dealership, I'd get a hard on because I was so bored. My mind was wandering, and I'd be thinking like, I'd just end up being like, yeah, tits. Yeah, tits for sure. And then they'd be like, okay, we're back now. And I'd be like, oh no, tight trousers.
I'll meet you in there.
Every time. I was like, I'll move the car back to where it needs to be. You guys head in. And then I'd hop out, try and tuck it into the belt buckle, as the boys know, tuck into the waistline, and then waddle around to the car. Nightmare.
Right. Question 5.
Yeah.
How many calories are in a teaspoon of sperm?
35.
Incorrect.
Fuck.
It's 5 calories.
That's it.
So girls...
You're looking for...
Get your protein in.
If you're looking for a calorie deficit, come.
Right, so what was that? You got 3 there.
Got 3.
And it's all because I did true or false. I fucked up.
Yeah, I've got the answers in front of me from yours last week, and there's just X's everywhere. Look at my ticks, and look at your X's.
All right, are you ready for the next one?
Come on then. Wait, is it oops, wrong hole now?
It's oops, wrong hole now.
Okay, right, that's cool.
So we're doing a little bit of a... I'm going to call it a thread, but it's not a thread. Okay? So this week it is unpopular opinions. And you're going to have to tell me whether you agree with them or not.
Okay, all right, I like this.
Okay, so unpopular opinion. Telling your friends about your sex life is gross and weird.
Disagree.
I completely disagree as well.
Yeah.
If it's completely random and that's not how you talk with your friends, fair.
If it's a friend that isn't about that life completely, like I'll work with somebody who I will, like, we talk about a lot of stuff, but I wouldn't talk to her about that. That would just be horrible.
Yeah.
But then I've got other mates who, like I said last week about my good mate, and she'll just be like, yeah, some geezer just took the absolute back wheels off me. And you're like, cool, man.
I think you know who you can and you can't have these conversations with.
I think it's important to have the conversations with people, like friends and people around you. It shouldn't be
gross and weird. We all do it.
Exactly.
This is the reason for the podcast.
That sounds like a prude. That sounds like someone who does pure missionary.
Once a year.
Yeah, lights off.
For pure reproductive purposes.
Yeah, or they're just, and they're like, why are you touching me there? And you're like, well, and I thought you might, no, just do it, hurry up. That's what that person sounds like.
Right, next one.
Fucking loser.
Casual sex and one night stands are overrated and unfulfilling.
Yeah, I agree. I've never had a one night stand in my life.
Casual sex though?
Yeah,
it depends.
I've had casual sex.
Define casual sex.
Casual sex is anything without connection, without like a romantic connection.
Then it's not necessary. It could. It's not unfulfilling because you're getting what you need from that interaction.
Okay. Slight deep dive.
Go on.
I've done, I've been a single lad.
Yep.
A fair whack in my life, and it does hit a point, and I remember hitting a point where I was like, I just don't care anymore. I'd wake up the next day and there wouldn't be the like fist bump. This is when I was getting older and more mature. I concur, but there wouldn't be that moment of like, fuck yeah, I got laid last night. What a guy I am. It was just like, nobody cares.
Just an interaction.
Yeah.
A transaction is what I meant by that.
It becomes very transactional.
Yeah.
But then once you, I'm very torn because then the casual partners I had after that, which like, we've shared one or two of.
Yeah.
that's been a very like healthy relationship because the idea is the same both ways.
I'm gonna guess they mean that casual sex and one night stands are the almost anonymous sex in moments, and they can be pretty overrated and unfulfilling.
Yeah,
you don't know the person sexually.
I agree with it like that. I think we're probably deep diving. Oh, I'm deep diving.
Yeah.
But no, I agree.
Cool. Next one. Sex every day is exhausting, unenjoyable, and boring.
That's the same virgin from the first one. That's the same person. You're not going to catch me out. That's the same person that doesn't like anything but missionary. No, because sex every day is fucking great.
Yeah.
If you're not enjoying it, you're doing it wrong.
This is the thing here. So it's exhausting, enjoyable, and boring. Right. It's definitely not boring unless you're doing the same thing really quickly every single day.
And you're boring.
Unenjoyable, you're not having enjoyable sex.
Yep.
Exhausting, it could be. Depends on what type of sex you're having and how much energy you're able to expel each day.
You're thinking of this as a new mother. That's what you're thinking of.
I'm fucking tired, guys.
But
for the most part, they're wrong.
They're wrong. I'm sorry. Yeah. I can understand if somebody's like...
You're not having the right sex if that's how you feel about sex.
Somebody's like 3 or 4 times a day, every day. I might get to a point where I'm like, you know what? This is becoming a chore.
Right.
But just having sex every day, just having that... I think is, again, different if you're with somebody and you've got that connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like connecting with you sexually is like my favourite thing to do ever.
100%.
Not just because... it's sex and I'm a man and I like sex, but because it's a completely unique thing. Exactly. It's a unique thing between us that nobody else experiences but us in that moment. And it's a way to reconnect throughout the day, especially when you're growing up and you've got families and you've got kids and you've got jobs and everything's busy. It's just that moment for you two. So fucking loser. And I know It's the same person as the first one. Telling you.
Right. Number 4. If you are a monogamous person, breaking up is the best option if a threesome was suggested by your partner, even if it's to spice up your sex life.
Well, that's a fucking...
So if you're...
That's a Russian doll of a statement.
You're right.
So you're saying if they suggest it, break up. I think if they suggest it and you're not about it, you say, that's not my vibe. You don't just go,
move on.
You know what? I'm out of here.
That's literally like saying breaking up is the best option if anal was suggested by your partner, even if it's to spice up your sex life. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If your partner's not respecting your answer, then perhaps break up. But just suggesting it, throwing it on the table is not a reason to break up.
If they turn around and go, look at that girl, she's fit, I'd love to fuck her. Then you're like, oh, I think you're being pretty disrespectful right now.
Yeah.
And you know, that's not my vibe.
Do you ever think we should have a threesome?
I'm out. Stop the recording. I'm leaving. Yeah, no, that's fucking stupid.
Cool.
Sorry.
Disagree with that one.
Yep.
Unpopular opinions. Friends who take the groom out for a wild night of sex and drinking on the night before the wedding are trying to sabotage the marriage and are not really friends at all.
I've never experienced that before in my life.
What?
Like, let's take the groom out the night before he gets married for sex.
It happens. And I know of men who have essentially cheated on their bride-to-be.
Well, yeah, if it was a year before the wedding, it's cheating. Shocker. So, it's the night before the wedding. That's the niche little moment.
It's more saying that it's the friends are not really friends at all and are trying to sabotage the marriage. And I kind of agree. I agree with this unpopular opinion.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think that's fairly on the money. And also, they're not friends and the groom doesn't deserve to get married.
Cool. We've cleared that one up.
That's common sense.
Right, next one.
The unpopular opinion, the next one, the sky is blue. Like, yeah.
Right, mismatched sex drives is a totally valid reason to leave a relationship, even if everything else is perfect.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah. Because we've discussed this. It leads to resentment.
It depends how... So the reason I say I don't agree with it is because it depends how mismatched they are. If one is like, sex is all I want, and the other one's like, I genuinely think I could have sex like once or 2 times a year, they're completely mismatched. Yeah. But if one's like super, 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 super horny and the other one's just like super horny, they're not like mismatched.
No, I'm talking like if somebody's like, I want sex all the time, not all the time, like every second of the day, but like I want sex. I like to have sex like us, like a decent, healthy sex life. Mm. And like, I want to do some slightly kinky stuff. I want to like, I want to go down on you just in the kitchen sometimes. I want to do these things. And that person's like, the person is the first person from the unpopular opinions and is like, no, missionary once a month because we're trying for a baby.
Well, that's totally unmatched.
All right, even if they're like, all right, yeah, a couple of times a week, but they're like, I don't like the things you're presenting. It's the same as saying like, you want to live in different parts of the world. In my opinion, it's like, well, no, this is how my life is. I want to go traveling and adventure with you. And the other person's a homebody and it's like, no, I want to be at home.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's why
everything's
I say,
great, but one of us is going to end up unhappy.
That's why I say it depends how mismatched, because you can be slightly mismatched or you can be like ludicrously mismatched. And I'm going to make this personal for a moment.
Okay.
We had a conversation at some point recently, I can't remember when, where obviously Luke has a very high sex drive. He loves sex. It's his love language.
It's how I roll.
And you said that, I can't remember. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. You said that if we were to never have sex again, you will still always love our relationship because you get to have your family and you get to spend the rest of your life with me.
Yeah.
And that sex, it matters, but if it never happened again, you'd still be happy with me.
Yeah, but that's different.
I know, but this here is totally valid reason to leave the relationship, even if everything is perfect. If everything else is perfect. Yeah,
but the thing is, we're not mishmashed.
I know, but I'm just using that as an example.
I know, but what I'm saying is, if now suddenly something happened and you just went off sex completely and that lasted forever, I still love you. I'm not going anywhere. But the thing is, I know that you were there. The person I fell in love with is the woman who enjoyed sex as much as I did, and we had those explorative times. And it might be tough for me in the future, but it's different than if we got together like the first time we started dating and we didn't understand each other's kinks because we didn't communicate.
That's funny when I look back on it now.
It's hilarious. I didn't think you liked giving me head. I thought you just hated sucking dick, and I was like, I don't know if I can be with a girl who hates sucking dick, you know. And
then when we started talking again, I told you what I was into, and you was like, me too.
Yeah, why didn't you tell me this? Why didn't you tell me this?
Why do we know this sooner?
Yeah, but yeah,
communication, guys.
Exactly.
From the off.
But yeah, that's so
cool. So we're a little bit split on that one.
Yeah, agree to disagree a little bit on that one. I think that's cool.
So the next one is men would be so much better at sex if women never faked it.
Agree.
I agree.
Totally agree. Again, communication.
Yeah.
If a casual partner started critiquing the shit out of me, I would listen.
Yeah.
Because they're giving me information.
But we're not talking about critiquing here. We're talking about if the women didn't fake it. And if you're...
I feel like one would lead to the other.
That's what I mean. It's like, so you be like, she's not enjoying this. She's not making noise. I need to switch up. And then then she starts making a noise because you're doing something right. You're like, well, that's what women like. But women fake it. So you could think you're giving her the best time of her life.
I think that's why so many lads think they're good at sex.
Because of the faking.
Because of the faking.
Yeah.
Or girls will just say, yeah, I was really good, to avoid the awkwardness. And this isn't me blaming women. There can be lads who are great at sex and shit at sex. It's the same all the way around the world. But I've told the story on here before. A mate of mine, years and years and years ago, he really good looking lad. He was young, just used to fuck.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then thought he was great. Used to last like 3 minutes. And then one time he had sex with a girl, and she just looked at him and was like, is that it? And he was like, what do you mean? That was great. And she was like, no, it wasn't. It was shit. And let me tell you why. And he said, like, it was such a wake-up call because all the other girls sort of smiled and waved when he left the house, and he'd walk with a hop, skip and a jump thinking he was the boy. And then after that, he like took notice of what women liked and started learning a bit more.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's because she was, nah, you're here to do a job and you haven't done the job. All right. You know what I mean? If someone comes in to fit a new bathroom and they just throw a sink on the floor and high five you on the way out, you wouldn't be like, yep, sound, that's good. And I love this bathroom. Let me go and use the sink real quick. You would be like, wait, dickhead, fucking finish the job that you're meant to do. And I think that's the same. I think that one would lead to the other. Stop faking it. You'd soon be going, you know why I didn't make noise, right? You know why it was very obvious I didn't come.
Yeah.
Because...
No, I agree with this one for sure.
You just rubbed my labia for 20 minutes and stared at me intently.
Right, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, if he won't wait for sex, he's not serious about you. We're going to disagree on this.
I'm going to say 5 times out of 10. That says 9 times out of 10.
Okay.
I disagree.
Right.
Because I disagree.
So we've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
And you're of the opinion of she should be putting out pretty much immediately.
No, not like an expectation of like you have to. But it's a case
you wouldn't continue to pursue if she doesn't pretty soon. Whereas
because that's my love language, because that's the thing I'm into. I think a lot of lads are the same.
Yeah. Whereas before you, I was very much a wait until 7th, 8th date kind of girl. So
I'm like 7-8 hours.
So had I had stuck to me when we first started dating, you wouldn't be married to me right now.
Nah, see, that's not true. You were different. You were always different, and you know that. But it's very much a case of, are we compatible? What's the point in waiting 8 dates to realise you're not sexually compatible?
I think everyone's different with this one, because I know people who would lose respect for a girl who would give it out so easy.
I've never lost respect for any woman that I've had sex with.
That's what I mean. I think people think differently.
I'm doing exactly the same as them. So do they lose respect for me?
Well, that's a great way to think about it. 100%. But a lot of men are of the opinion that they can sleep around, but women can't sleep around.
I wouldn't say a lot. I think that's turning into the minority. As people get more mature and dinosaur mentality dies off, the people I know, I wouldn't tolerate being around people who had that mindset.
Yeah.
I would either correct them or I just wouldn't be around them because it's dumb. And again, it's such a mental mindset to be like, you know what I'm going to do? Judge women for having sex, but I also am going to be the person who really pursues sex constantly.
I completely agree with you. I
Fucking
completely
stupid.
agree with you. But for me, it was less about how someone might see me and more for that's sacred for me.
Fair.
Like
I appreciate that.
And I'm not someone who's given sex out because I want sex.
Yeah.
I'm someone who gives it out as energy. Like that's sacred to me, and I'll only give my energy to the right people rather than just anyone when I'm feeling horny.
Yeah. And I respect that, but I'm not that person.
Oh, we know. Okay, so 50-50 on that one.
Yeah, again, torn.
Right, next one. No, a cheating girlfriend performed oral on another guy is worse than finding out she had sex with him.
Okay. I've been in this boat. I've been here, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard. Because both suck, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard.
So flipping that, if it was a guy knowing a cheating boyfriend performed oral on another girl is way worse than finding out he had sex with her. I agree.
Really?
It's a more intimate act.
It is a very intimate act. I think and the fact that you kiss them, you know what I mean? And that's a very easy and loose way to show love to somebody. I'll kiss you on the way out from work. When I go to work, I'll kiss you when I come home. And to think like, someone else has used that mouth for nefarious purposes.
Like sex is sex. Sex is like a get it done almost. You know what I mean? Like it serves a purpose. It's a means to an end almost.
I can tell you now, both of those things break you because all you think about is, were they better? Did they do?
Yeah.
How did you sound? How did you look? It's fucking horrible.
But I feel
Cheating's
like
just horrible.
Oral, it's awful. But oral is passionate. Oral is like if you're performing oral on someone, you're admitting that you're really into whatever you guys have got going on right now. Whereas sex is sex. Sex is a pump and dump kind of situation. Whereas
that's disgusting.
I just feel like oral sex is like it's sloppy, it's messy, it's fun
much
and
more
exciting.
intimate. The fact that you can taste it, and you're
admitting you're really into what you're up to if you're doing oral. I think.
Yeah, but if I'm having sex with somebody, I'm into what I'm doing.
You're into the sex element of it though. So like if we go back to last week, with the would you rather the Susan Boyle thing,
That was like the week before.
Okay, maybe the week before, but you was like, I could fuck Susan Boyle, but I couldn't go down on her. And I know it's a little bit different because of the taste and everything, but they're two different things when you dissect them.
Oh, for sure. I'm just thinking of having had both of those things happen to me.
Yeah.
They both hurt in different ways, but they both fucking
both equally hurt.
Yeah. And I couldn't tell you which one I found worse.
Okay.
The other one is, I've heard this before, if my girlfriend cheated on me with a girl, it wouldn't be that bad. Wrong. It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible. Been there too. Is it me? Am I the problem? But yeah, so it's
that's a tough one then.
It's
Cheating's cheating, I guess.
Yeah, I just fucking hate it. And it's just the thought of it makes me feel physically sick.
Okay.
I hate it.
Next one.
We've been a dark episode this episode.
That's really been a dark episode.
Yeah, maybe we'll delete this one and start again.
Just a pre-warning, we can't afford your counselling off the back of this.
Not yet. We'll if enough people subscribe and stuff, maybe we'll get some ad revenue.
Right, next one. So missionary sex ain't that boring.
Missionary sex is fucking great.
I agree. Love missionary sex.
Yeah, if you don't enjoy it, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly. You get those knees up on the shoulders, you're getting nice and deep.
The thing with missionary sex, though, people just think it's one position, her laying down and him fucking.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many positions within that position you could do.
Exactly. There's one leg up, you can move it to the side slightly, and there's so much access to everything. You've got access to your
get to see the whole
I get
show.
to see everything.
Yeah.
I get access to play with your nipples. I get to kiss you. I get to tower over you. I get to
slap.
Yeah, choke. Spit.
Flap some titties around.
I was going to get sexy then, and then you ruined it by saying flap some titties around. Jesus, woman. But no, you're doing it wrong. Sorry.
Yeah. So missionary sex is good.
Yeah.
Next one. Watching average or below average looking people have sex is more arousing.
Yes.
I know this is your little area. Luke doesn't like porn.
No.
He likes
Homemade, like
your
real
average
people.
Sandra
Yeah.
and Gareth.
Do you know why as well? Because every time I look at people, when I'm bored, and I say it to you all the time, I look at someone, just an average person, and I'll be like, they've probably sucked a dick.
Yeah.
That person's probably fucked someone in the ass. Look at them. And this, for me, it's that thing of like a normal person, the average Joe that you see every day, and then you get to see him in completely the different light. But whereas somebody who has that like quote unquote porn star look, you're like, if I saw you on the street, I'd expect, I already kind of see, I know what you look like already.
Yeah.
I know what you look like having sex. I know what you look like naked. I've already seen it. But the average person, you're like, what do you look like?
I can't tell you guys the amount of times
Don't make it like I'm a fucking
we've
porn
been out
addict.
in public.
All right. I think you said the amount of times I've caught him watching porn. It's like, we watch it together. Don't come at me.
And Luke will be, I don't know, getting breakfast or something. And Luke will look at a woman and be like, hey, you see her over there? Do you reckon she's had her fucking knees behind her head and
Yeah.
things like that? And we're looking at like some poor woman
Yeah.
with
It'll be
her
like
out for breakfast with her elder daughter.
yeah. I'm like, do you
Catching
reckon
up.
she eats ass?
Do you reckon she's had a dick in her mouth? That's one
Yeah.
that you say often.
For sure. Do you reckon she's ever got spunk in her eye?
And then if we see a pregnant woman,
Oh.
you're like, oh, babe, she's been cream pied.
Yeah. Look at her. We actively, as every person walking past her, know she's got jizzed inside of.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why my brain works this way.
So just coming back to the question.
What question?
I don't agree.
I agree.
I have to be attracted, as you know, I have to be attracted to the person I'm watching. If I'm not attracted to him, I just cannot.
I find it a little bit taboo that they're unattractive. Not unattractive, but not traditionally porn attractive, you know?
Mm.
And
Well, they don't have to be porn attractive. They just have to be attractive. And we've discussed this before. I don't know if we've done it on this episode, at this podcast, but me and you've discussed this before. I have to find people attractive.
to have sex with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Like I have to find them attractive. And
That's the thing when we're looking for like the
like a
unicorns,
third, yeah.
You're like, I think I found someone. I'm like, sound, make it work.
she's got a pulse and
Don't
a
care.
vagina, we'll have her.
Yeah, I'm in. Because for me, it's the act. The act is the attraction, and that's what gets me.
I've got to be attracted.
And you're about the person. Which don't get me wrong, I'm
not
not
about
like,
the person. I've just got to look at
Yeah,
them and
that's
think, do
what
I
I mean.
fancy
That's what I
him?
mean.
And that's the
You're
same with
about the
porn
look
to
of the
me.
people.
Like you get the porn with the men with a massive dick, but they got a little bit of a
chubby
gun.
belly.
A chubby belly. I'll go with that.
Yeah, they haven't got a gun because that's an acronym for something else.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, they
And
got
I
a little
can't
muffin
watch
top.
it because that's not what I find attractive.
Yeah, fair. Listen, agree to disagree again.
Right, next one, you ready?
Is there any more? Because we need to wrap this up soon.
Is it going on really long?
It's going on a little while, but that's fine.
Right. One of the hottest things any person can do during sex is make eye contact and smile.
No.
No.
If you're smiling at me during sex, this is the first person again. I really like it when they're very polite and cordial. I'm about to arrive. Well done.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Eye contact's quite nice.
Eye
but
contact's great.
Definitely not the smile.
No, eye contact's great. And if you're in that, like, you have to be in the character almost.
Yeah.
Like if you're like staring at them deeply, like I'm gonna fuck you. Or if it's like passionate, if you're like making love, you like hold eye contact and you're like, we're both in this moment. But just looking and going, hello. Hi. I hope you're okay. Are you enjoying yourself? I am. Fucking hell. Get me out of there.
So we disagree with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Next one. Shower sex sucks.
Okay.
I agree.
We've never had sex in the shower.
Yes,
have
we
we?
fucking have.
When?
And it sucked and we went to my bed after. First time round in the tower.
Oh God, that was years ago. I don't remember.
Yeah, and it was awful. And you was like, should we just go in the bedroom? I'm like, yeah. We just
It
flopped
depends
on
on
the
the
bed all
shower.
wet. Yeah.
I would say if you had like a big
Big
walk-in
open-
shower,
yeah.
then you can make it work. But also, like you can end up being waterboarded,
100%.
and you're just getting
Well,
splashed on, and you're like, fuck off, fuck me.
Done oral with you in the shower, and I felt like I was getting waterboarded.
I didn't pay attention. I was just in the
I just had the
moment.
shower like streaming at my face
Yeah.
while you're like standing there, pure pleasure.
Yeah.
But yeah, and unless
I
you
agree.
are super rich and have a massive walk-in shower,
Yeah, I
maybe with a
agree.
little ledge to sit on, shower
I
sex
agree.
sucks.
Yeah.
Cool. We got two more.
Okay.
By the way, you're staring at me like, wrap it up.
No. We're good.
Men should just Men should be just as vocal as women during sex.
True.
Agree.
Completely agreed. Yeah.
It's sexy, and I don't know who doesn't think it is.
You don't have to sound like a woman. Like, you don't have to be like, oh my God.
No.
But you can be like, oh, fuck yeah, it feels good. Oh, yeah.
Or like just little grunts while you're thrusting.
Oh, fuck. Oh. You looked at me. Did that sound real? Is that how I sound? Is it?
No, I don't know how you sound. I just know I like it.
What do you mean you don't know how I sound? You're the person I have sex with. You fucking idiot.
It was just how you had your like mouth wrapped around the mic going,
Next.
Okay, this is the last one.
Okay.
Keeping your socks on during sex isn't as big of an ick as everyone says.
No, I disagree.
What? I agree.
Well, you think leaving socks on during sex isn't an ick?
No. It's just a item of clothing you've got to take off. Like, I forget to take my top off sometimes.
That's when we're going quick. Socks are different. The feet give that intimacy, that give that feel. It's the same as when people are like,
I've wore socks when we've had sex before.
I don't like that. No, it's the same as I remember like Jodie Kidd or something gave an interview and was like, yeah, underwear to the side, and he just gets his dick out of his flies and fucks you in a quickie is the best sex. You like, it's not about my penis and your vagina. It's about our bodies touching. It's about that like that feeling. Even if it is a quickie, I want to feel you. If I'm like bending you over to fuck you real quick from behind, I need to feel you against me.
Yeah, that's it. I have noticed, even when we're having like a super quickie in the middle of the day, where you just bend me over, I've seen you whip your socks off.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's disgusting. Having sex with the socks on. I have had sex with my moccasins on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the speedsters.
No socks.
No socks.
Just moccasins.
Just moccasins. Foot up so you can see them. So you can really lather in the Uggs moccasins that I love wearing around the house. I'm wearing right now for comfort.
Always.
So
we disagree on that one.
We disagree on a few things there.
We have.
That's surprising. We're like a hive mind normally. We normally think the same things. All right, that's it, guys.
No, it's not.
Oh, wait. I'll shut up.
I did the same last week.
Come on. Oh, yeah. Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Okay.
Nice, quick and easy. So I'm asking Luke this week.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
Okay. Right. Would you rather be paid £50 every time you have sex with someone you consider unattractive? Or would you rather pay £50 every time you have sex with someone you consider attractive? Now, this isn't going to be you going, oh, I find them unattractive, so I'm going to get paid for this one. This is subconsciously. You can't get out of paying if you find someone attractive.
No, I'm going to take the money.
So you're never going to really have sex with anyone attractive?
Yeah, but I'm just not going to... No, that's not the question.
No, but you'll be paying for it if you're going to have sex with someone attractive. This is every time.
No, I want someone to pay me £50 every time I have sex with someone unattractive. If I have sex with someone attractive, I don't pay anything, and I don't get paid. That's what that means.
I came up with this. What do you mean that's what that means?
I'm telling you what it means.
I'm
so
saying...
what you're saying is it's both. So you're saying I can't have sex with anyone attractive ever again?
No, but I see what you're saying.
So it's one or the other. So I either
other.
get paid £50 to have sex with people I don't find attractive.
Yeah.
And the rest of my life, if I find them attractive, I don't get paid anything. Or I have to pay £50 to have sex with someone I find attractive. That's a really bad would you rather, because it's a really obvious one.
I know. I wrote it more like...
It's not a would you rather, my
It isn't,
love.
is it?
No, it's basically saying like you can either, and they're dumb. Because if I go with the getting money, I don't have to have sex with anyone I find unattractive. It just means I don't have to pay anything to have sex with someone attractive. Are you okay?
I fucked this so bad. This made so much sense in my head. Why is this not making sense in my head?
I think you're dumb. Have you got another one?
Would you rather meow every time you come?
Okay, fucking what?
Or every time you're having sex with someone?
With you?
Well, with someone. Okay. Your eyes become fused together and you can't see.
That is the most random thing I've ever fucking heard. Questions.
Okay.
What kind of meowing are we talking about? Like,
So,
do I
like-
sound like a cat or just me saying meow?
You
'Cause-
sound like a cat. And it's not just like, it's when you're coming, so instead of being like, you go meow, meow, meow.
Can I stuff my mouth?
If you really wanted to.
Fuck. I'm gonna have to go with a meowing. I have to see.
But try and think of this outside of our relationship.
I
Because it's
am.
easy, because I'll accept the meowing.
No, but I am. I just wouldn't come anymore. I'd have sex and then I'd finish myself off later.
Sit in the bathroom meowing.
Thinking about the sex, yeah. I couldn't. The visual pleasure of sex is too much for me.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, I love it. That is a massive part of it. Imagine just forever having sex with your eyes closed.
I know.
Fuck that. No, yeah, no.
You're going to take
thanks.
the meowing.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. Even though, yeah, that would be horrendous.
You'd probably like turn yourself off as you're hearing yourself meow.
But you'd have such anxiety about coming.
Yeah.
Because you're going to meow. You'd be able to last for ages. You'd be an absolute stallion.
Superpower.
Yeah, no, that's me. I'm doing that.
Cool. All right. Then
What
that's...
would you rather?
Meow, probably. Yeah.
You like cats though. So it's
Well,
right
yeah,
for you.
but you could like wing it like you're an uwu girl.
What the fuck is an uwu girl?
You know, like
A fairy?
the sexy anime girls.
When they do that stupid eye thing where they like go half cross-eyed.
Yeah, uwu. That.
Oh, yeah, we'd have to have a long, serious chat if you
But
became one of
you
them.
could sell yourself as that, right?
Why are we selling ourselves?
I don't know.
Right, that's it. I'm exhausted from this
This
episode.
episode's been a bit up and down. Sorry,
Fucking
guys.
right it has. Okay, yeah, so if you've got something to submit, hit us up on iotk.fun. And then the socials, you're going to have to do it.
Iron Out the Kinks, all one word, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube.
Hit them up, tell your friends, and yeah, stay sexy and stay fucking, guys.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.